The dream, I feel like for everyone is playing in the NFL. Like I'm representing my town, like on the top of that locker it says Hookstown, PA. Like the days you don't want to, it's when you have to. If you told me my sixth grade year when I first started playing football that I'd be at Syracuse University, I would tell you shut up.
Did you always believe you were going to be D1?
Absolutely. I always had that dream. That was always my goal. I threw 10 feet under the school record, and then I partially tore my UCL. Like, yeah, it's a dream, but some people leave it on the pillow.
Today's guest is a Division I football player at Syracuse University. He's also a javelin champion. We have Mateja Pavlovich. Mateja, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me on.
Listen, you had the spring game yesterday. You were a punter for the Syracuse team. I mean, how was the spring game yesterday?
It was good. It was cool because it was my first experience with a spring game. So it was cool to kind of see the plays and stuff and exactly how the spring games ran and stuff. And it was nice to just get out in front of a crowd, punt for the first time in a while.
I mean, what does a spring game even do? Like, what is it for? Just to get the
It's pretty
fans
much,
ready, or?
Coach Franz said it's like us being 50% there. So like what you saw at the spring game was like 50% of what you're going to see when the season comes around in the fall.
How was punting though when you were out there and punting in front of the crowd? Like,
It was
yeah, no,
good.
go ahead. Like,
Yeah, it was interesting because it was just the snapper, punter, and a returner. He had the O-line. Some of the O-linemen come out and try and return a punt, like catch it, which was pretty
real?
cool. Yeah, yeah. But that was cool because I mean, not used to that. You know, normally people are coming in and you have pressure and there's a line in front and everything. So that was just it was a change of pace, but it was fine.
Yeah, and then I was looking at it. You actually were on both teams, was it?
Yeah, so how they had it was like, so I originally got drafted to the orange team, which is why I had an orange jersey. But as specialists, we were just rotating every rep. So it was like we were on both teams pretty much. Yeah.
And then now I want to get back to like when you were younger. Now, like, what got you into football?
So my dad played football, like all throughout high school. He played football in college, and just I always played soccer growing up since I was 4. I was playing soccer, and then sixth grade, he was like, if you want to go out for middle school, well, it was midget football. He's like, if you want to go out for midget football, go ahead, and I did, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time with my friends.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you think that soccer helped you in the beginning than just like trying to start kicking?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Like the end of my sixth grade year, like that season, I had my furthest kick was a 30-yard field goal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, I mean, this is fun. Like maybe I could like just do this throughout high school. But yeah, it was the one of the main bits was my friends played.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fair. I mean, what you grew up in Pennsylvania, correct?
yeah, yep.
So what was your town? Like, were you in a town? Were you in like a
Yeah. So the town I'm from is called Hookstown.
Hookstown? Hookstown, that's a name. That's a town name. Mine's Alaska. I used to be called Fishville. Yeah,
Seriously?
Fishville. Yeah, seriously, bro.
But so it's like there's Hookstown, Green Township.
Oh man, Hookstown. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. How many people were?
I don't know the
Hookstown?
population, but it was
Okay.
small for sure.
Okay.
And then there's like Georgetown. It's a bunch of like small.
I'm sorry. This is a great start,
This
guys.
is awesome.
This
I'm
is
having a great time actually.
cracking jokes is the best thing. Okay,
That's
I
right.
just saw on Theo's. All right, Theo. I listened to Theo Vaughn's podcast.
I love his podcast with Joe Rogan.
I haven't watched it. The one that just came out recently.
No, I've watched some of the old ones, but like when I go home,
Mm-hmm.
like that 5.5 hour ride, I'll watch them.
Oh,
Yeah, or I'll listen to them.
he's hilarious. So like, I literally listened to
Some
him
of
and Jake
his-
Paul today, and they were
Really,
going crazy.
some of his takes are just insane. He's being so for real when he says it.
Yeah, yes. But go back. So go back now to Hooksville. So
Hookstown.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Hookstown.
Yeah, so like I said, a bunch of small towns. So my high school, my graduating class was 76.
Okay, I'm similar. I was like 70.
Okay, yeah. So was yours a private school?
No, we were a poor
Okay,
public
same,
school.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So So yeah, small school. Everyone like as you probably know,
Yeah,
everyone
knew each
knows
other
everything. Yeah,
since you were
and
like
they
little and at
and they
kindergarten.
know everything about what's going on.
Yeah.
If you date blah blah blah, like they know
Yeah.
the next day. Small school, small town, Hookstown. Yeah, I always think of like SpongeBob SquarePants for some reason. So
What,
like
like
Peter Hook, isn't it? His name Hook. Well, that was like actually the guy,
Hook from Peter Pan?
maybe. But
Okay.
but the
SpongeBob.
guy who's like it's named Hooktown, it's named
Oh, it's named
about
after a guy?
like Peter Hook.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now
Okay.
I live on a farm, live on
Okay.
100 acres, got
Dang.
some cows, sheep,
Grew up riding
chickens,
cows and
and riding
riding
cows
cows. You ever cow tip?
and milk your sheep. What?
Cow tipping? Is that
Oh
real?
no, I haven't
That's not
done
real.
it. I mean, I think
Cause
so. Well, they mainly just went in the barn and laid
oh
down.
yeah. Well, I didn't know if like kids, would ever come and sneak in and
Oh
try and
no, we
tip the
wouldn't have
cows.
that because we would probably know who it is,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
fair. Just
But
because the
just
Barnyard. Have you ever seen
yeah, I've
Barnyard?
seen that.
The
Yeah,
movie,
the cartoon.
the cartoon, and then there's a movie.
I haven't seen the
Oh
movie.
my. Okay, I want to just give a shout out Zion, our producer over there.
The movie.
He only has watched the cartoon, not the movie. The movie is
big.
the best thing ever.
What's-
It's my favorite movie of all time.
What's the movie?
It's just Barnyard, back in the Barnyard. Yeah.
Where he's like, I won't back down.
Yes.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, you
I
watched
think
that
I've seen that a
movie?
while ago though.
Yeah, that's
like
that's where
Fame.
the "Won't Come Back Down" like famous kind of song is. But that movie was great, and the kids cow tipping. That's called cow tipping. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So, but what was it like growing up on a farm though?
It was nice. I mean, that's all I've
Yeah,
ever
that's all you ever
known
known.
really. So just riding quads, riding trucks on the farm, and fishing, hunting. You know.
You hunt, so you fish quite a bit. You bass fish or anything like that?
Yeah. So I would just
What do
fish
you
at
fish
like
for?
I wouldn't strictly fish for bass like the lake that's near our house, Raccoon Creek State Park. It's like 7,000 acres.
Oh.
Their lake it's mainly like trout, walleye, stuff like that. So I'd catch that, but I'd go. My friend was big into fishing, and we would go bass fishing, like ice fishing on his pond when it freeze over.
That's sick. I live about 30 minutes north of here, Pulaski, but then above that's where I'm from. But above that, Sandy Pond is where I live now, and it's a big lake. It's called a pond, but we're right next to Lake Ontario, so that thing's like an ocean.
Oh
fresh
yeah,
water.
yeah, exactly.
Best thing, you don't have to worry about jellyfish, nothing like that. So Sandy Pond, bass fishing, like anything you can think of.
You go out on a boat or
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We got 2 jet skis.
oh,
My
that's sweet.
grandfather had a marina up there, so I grew up on the water basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go a tubing.
Yes, tubing, wakeboarding.
I love the
slalom
tubing.
skiing, everything's so much fun. And we got this like Trix jet ski,
Mhm.
and that thing's like super light. It feels like free will maxing. Literally, you
Really?
can do whatever you want on that thing. It's so light, you can hit wheelies by itself.
Really?
It's
And it's like in open water, so you have like no
Yes.
fear of crashing.
exactly. It's really fun. But back to the farming. Oh wait, so
That's
you
such
you
a-
go fishing, but hunting. I want to get into hunting. I mean, have
Really?
you gone? I saw on your Instagram that you've hunted and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that thing on my Instagram, that's from Illinois.
Okay.
I went to this farm in Illinois. Stayed at a cabin with the guys. It was a lot of fun. But back at home, I mean, we just have a few tree stands.
Okay.
So I just thought you were smirking.
No,
We just have a few tree stands set up.
Okay.
Um,
How many bucks you get? You get doe or bucks?
bucks. We only
Okay.
take bucks off the farm, but
I don't know if you can get doe, to be honest.
you can. You have to like mail in
Okay.
a ticket and stuff. But the only time I'll shoot a doe is if it's at the
Okay.
state park.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So bucks, how many bucks have you got?
I think maybe at the farm 5 or so,
Okay.
maybe more.
And now I know in different areas for hunting, it's like up here in like New York, it's like, oh, what kind of like, is it a 10-point, like 8-point kind of buck? But like down south in different areas, and out west, it's how big it is. Like what is it for in Pennsylvania? Like
It's
here?
same thing. It normally goes by like score.
Okay.
If it's big enough to get scored, but normally you'll say like, it's a nice 8-point, you
Okay.
know, stuff like that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You make jerky or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll send it to
Venison.
one of my
Ooh.
dad's buddies, get that deer
Ooh.
venison, the meat
Man.
sticks.
I had my
All
buddy
that stuff.
Casey Wilson back in the day. His dad
Yeah.
made some great venison with some gravy sauces.
Oh, I love taking that stuff to school. The jerky. It's like gold.
It is gold, bro. I swear to you. Well, I mean, what kind of chores do you do? Any chores that like kind of translated into like, your progression to football? Like, you learn anything on there from like your father, where it kind of just instilled in you that like, working on a farm gets you, discipline and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
so he always would talk about like there's like weight room strength and there's farm strength. And the farm strength, I would just say like that came from throwing hay bales and stuff in the summer and just 80-degree weather, dying of sweat, and that's just like conditioning. It's like a workout, everything. And being in the barn, it's like 100 degrees, so much hotter in there. But I mean, I would just say that, or like I always liked running through the woods. So I don't know, maybe that's like a
trail
speed
run.
workout.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, I ran in the woods at the state park. I was in cross country.
Yeah, really?
I did many sports. I did 5 sports in one season once.
Really?
Yeah, because for me, my football thing was I started in 10th grade. I wanted to, be the quarterback, and I eventually became a quarterback in high school. But I was always on the cross country team. We were really good. It was a small town. We didn't have a big football team. We went down to 8-man football.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
8-man
They had a
football.
league for that?
Yeah, they had a league for that up here. Football's not like
Wow,
too
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, and they were trash. They
Really, it was
sucked.
bad.
It was bad.
Probably painful for the fans to watch. What was the turnout like?
Oh, Lord, there was barely no turnout. Well, during COVID, it switched where I was able to go and join the football team because cross country was in the fall, and I was struggling with injuries with like shin splints, like I really bad shin splints.
Yeah.
And I moved up into varsity in 8th grade for cross country. Like I was fast. Like I was like that. And then do say myself, but I went and tried football, and I always wanted to be like the quarterback, and I knew I probably could do it. And I was like, 3rd, 4th string my sophomore year, and we did it in the spring. So it was like cross country, and then basketball, and then football, and then track and golf I did.
So you were just worn out.
Yeah. So in football, I was an outside linebacker.
Really?
Yeah, outside linebacker.
Yeah, I was inside.
Yeah. So I mean, it was pretty cool. I remember I think it was the first kickoff or something like that. They put me on kickoff. No clue what I'm doing. And they're yelling like grenade or something like that. Don't touch it, basically. And I grabbed that shit. I went like 4 yards.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Pummeled.
I didn't know. It was my first game. From there, I went from that to junior year being the backup quarterback and being outside linebacker. And that was kind of a struggle for me. It was like I worked all the time. We started doing 7-on-7s, and it's my sophomore year. We had an actual full team this time, right? My brother joined me. He was from cross country, and then one of our star athletes, Josh Carjuela, went from cross country and played football too. He's a wide receiver, and we just had a good time. And we only had, I want to say, 4 games because it was COVID. So
the 7-on-7?
No, regular football
for
my sophomore year. And we made it to our championship in our league. We lost though. We went 3-1, I want to say. But our football team, they were 0-8 or.
So that was a big deal.
So it was a big deal for us, and it was against our very close rival Sandy Creek, and they won a lot of sectionals up here, and they go to the Dome and stuff for it. But we lost that game, and then moved on, and we were in this different league called independent, so we're not with the sectionals. We're independent from them because it's all the trash teams that were bad before. They're trying to get a foot so they can actually build a program. And so we were in that, and we did phenomenal. I mean, I think we lost 2 games, I want to say.
Really?
We lost one against Adirondack, this D school. We were a C school, so I had 70 kids. And we just kept on winning, and then made it to the championship game against another very close town rival, Mexico. Yeah,
that was the school name?
Yeah, Mexico.
Wow.
There's a town called Mexico in upstate New York.
Really?
Yeah, so when I said I actually got MVP for a basketball camp, so I got MVP of Mexico basketball camp. And they're like, "Oh, the country?" I'm like,
Nope.
No,
No.
no, not really. But in football, we played them, and they took me out in the last game a bit for outside linebacker, and I was like, what is happening right now? I didn't get to be quarterback. I was backup the whole year. I
Mm-hmm.
got in one game on senior day because the
Guess they had to
senior
put you in.
quarterback. Well, the senior quarterback showed up late, and he's like, I have to I'll let you
Punish
because you're
them.
a senior, your first drive, and then we're gonna put Teigen in, and then put you back in, bro. So my junior year, I get in there, I'm shaking,
Shaking. Oh
bro.
yeah, you have no
Oh my
experience.
god, no experience, like actual, besides being the scout QB,
QB.
and I'm just like shitting bricks out there, and I think I maybe ran for like a yard, maybe I got a negative yard or something like
Really?
that. And then I don't. We did like a toss. We got some yardages, but I got sacked too.
It was not good.
It was not good. And then we ended up winning the game and stuff
Oh,
once
that's good.
everyone got in there. And I just didn't really get a chance to like kind of
Yeah, settle in.
settle in or
Yeah.
prove anything because it was just like boom, just like
Yeah,
that. And
first game,
it was
that's
just
tough. Yeah.
one set of downs. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
But then senior year, I got the job of like being, starting quarterback, and
mhm.
we just went from there, bro. Beginning of the year, we did a lot of 7-on-7s, and then we got into the season, and we just kind of we won our first game, lost our second game against Port Byron.
Okay.
Yeah, this team up in New York, and no good. We couldn't score, and my job was on the line, and I was like, ooh.
Your job
My
was?
job was for starting quarterback. I was like, are you kidding? Like he's like, after like looking back, like my coach was like, oh, I never doubted or anything like that, but like it was a close game,
You were
and
doing that bad? Or
not really, not really. We
you just
won our
couldn't
first
score?
game by like 7 points, and then we're like, all right, we're gonna be good season, and then we had like 12. I think we scored 2 touchdowns. The other team, or maybe it was 1 touchdown. The other team scored like two, something like that. We lost by like 2 points, and it just wasn't too good. And then the next game afterwards, we had a bye week, so I was like
Mhm.
had to like keep it up, and I always kind of knew like I don't think he's actually gonna pull me, but
Right.
um,
It's always lurking.
yeah, exactly. So we went into the next after the bye week, next game against our like rivals at their place, and I had my best game as
Oh,
quarterback.
there
We
you go.
passed,
Seal the
we
deal.
passed, sealed the deal. Like I had my best game. It was great, and then we just went on from there, and we won the championship, our independent league
Oh, there
championship.
you
We
go.
were after that day, after we were bad, or that the game we lost, bro. We were beating teams by like 40 every single game.
Really?
It was ridiculous. We
So
won
was
our
that
championship game by like yeah, I think it was like 42-7.
smokes? Was that your guys' like first championship in school history or
No, it was like in 2023, the last one that they had, I want to say was in 2000.
really?
So it was like a big
Yeah, it
deal my
was
senior
wow.
year. And then for me, only playing 3 years of football ever,
Uh-huh.
being the starting quarterback, I mean, it was a blast. The small town, like the whole team, the whole community is behind you,
Oh, it's awesome.
dude.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
because they got something to live for, rally. They rally
exactly,
for the team.
exactly. Like we had fire trucks along the side,
Oh
like
yeah.
waiting for us, and
Police escort.
we had it all and like high fiving through a tunnel. It was a
That's
great time.
awesome.
But for you though, I mean, what was your experience? Did you play any other sports growing up besides soccer and
Yeah,
football?
so I guess I'll walk you through the
Yeah.
timeline. So like four to June to sophomore year in high school, I played soccer. And then I played basketball from sixth grade to senior year, football sixth grade to senior year, and then baseball I played for 3 years, part of middle school and then freshman year, and then track I picked up sophomore year and did it till senior year.
I mean, you came from a small town, so you must have been pretty good at like everything. That's kind of what I did. I did all the sports and was generally
Yeah, I guess you're
pretty good
kind.
at it.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's
Yeah,
few people in the school that that's like the athletes and stuff.
yeah,
So it was kind of like that same group played every sport,
yeah. No, that's
and
what it
and,
was
and it's
like for
just
me.
like the friend group. That's the friend group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So when did you know like football was gonna be like a viable option to be like and go pursue this?
In my freshman year, I was a kicker and punter.
Mhm.
So when I got like first team all conference, and I was like, oh, this is like it's fun. Like I
Yeah.
didn't think I'd do that good. I didn't even know it was an award at the time. Um, and then I just kept getting it, and then I started going to camps. And I was originally a kicker at this point. Like I wasn't really practicing punting.
Yeah.
And this one camp I went to, it was just an instructional, but they had a competition, and I won the kicking competition. I was like, oh, so maybe I should do something with this. So started going to more camps and stuff. And then started getting like some recruitment, like from the local recruitment,
Yeah.
in the area. And then
What year was
just
that at when you started getting like local?
sophomore year, they were kind of like my coach was like, hey, they're like these schools have been reaching out asking about you. It was mainly like just Division II schools. And then junior year is when it was like it started like picking up more. And this was they were recruiting me for punting. Kentucky came to one of my games.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't even get a field goal chance in front of
Oh.
them. But yeah, and then I was at a camp, and I was just punting around for fun, and the coach was like come back next week or whatever, and we're just gonna do punting, and we did that, and I started punting really good, and he pretty much just said that like my ceiling for punting was much higher than my ceiling for kicking.
Oh.
So then I switched over.
I mean, how far could you kick at that point, like a sophomore?
I was making 55 yards,
Oh,
55-yard kicks like hit or miss, probably
yeah.
50%, and then 60 was like
Did it come
probably like
natural
top
to you
out.
from soccer? Like kicking the football, would it come
Yeah,
natural?
yeah, absolutely for
Yeah,
sure. So I kind of had like different mechanics a little
Mhm.
bit. But my sophomore year, what kind of like put me on the map was I made a 45-yard kick to win a game
Oh.
against our rival school.
Oh,
Our mascot
man.
was the Rams, and so was theirs.
Okay, okay.
So when I did that, like I was in the newspaper and all that stuff.
Really?
So yeah, it was a big deal in the county.
Now, how was your team?
We were always pretty good.
Yeah.
High school, we never had a losing record. I think our worst record was 6-4.
Okay.
We always made the playoffs. But my junior year was the best team. That was like the team.
Okay.
Um, I was linebacker alongside he was a senior at the time. And we end up playing at Heinz Field. It's now Acrisure, where the Steelers play for our district championship, which was
Oh,
which
wow.
was super cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And that was our similar story to yours. We were section champs that year, and that was the first time since '99.
Oh, wow.
So that was a big deal. Yeah, yeah, we were undefeated until the championship.
Jeez.
Yeah, we were just pummeling teams.
How far were you punting, though, when you were a sophomore?
I think sophomore year I wasn't too good. It was
Yeah.
probably like from the line of scrimmage, 35 yards to like 50 in total. I didn't really start taking it serious until junior year.
Mm.
And then as specialists, you get recruited later on
Yeah.
regardless. So
Okay.
that's when like the offers started coming in, and then
And how far were you Was that for kicking and punting, or was that for?
it was just for punting.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how far were you kicking, like punting at that point?
One camp I averaged 55 yards, 4-6 hang or something like
Oh,
that.
my Lord.
But yeah, I mean, I went to more instructional camps.
Mhm.
I never went to a ranking camp, which is normally how you get recruited. So my process was a little different.
When did you know that you were like better at kicking than punting? When that guy came and talked to you and was like,
Well, I wasn't necessarily better at punting. It was just that I have more, like I would end up being better at
Yeah.
punting than I would kicking.
okay.
So that's when I was kind of like make the change. But I mean, I was also getting Division II offers for linebacker.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I had that in the mix, but I knew I wanted to go Division I, for punting.
So when did you start doing camps? You're like, all right, I kind of want to do these kicking or
I did them like for kicking all
Yeah.
the time, and that was probably, I think my freshman year of high school I started, and then I just kind of went to the same camps for punting.
And so what was the recruiting process for you though once you got into like, your junior year, senior year?
So like I said, Kentucky came to watch me kick at one of the games, and they talked to my school, my athletic director, and all that stuff. Senior year, that was pretty much like the only large thing.
Mhm.
Junior year, but then senior year, it wasn't mainly through my school. They're reaching from an outside coach. They were talking to like one of my punting coaches, and like I had offers from WU Bowling Green, which is actually where our coordinator came from.
really?
Yeah, so our
Okay.
coordinator now just came from Bowling Green. Louisiana Lafayette, Marshall, bunch of like just those kind of
Yeah.
Division 1 schools. And yeah, and I settled on Syracuse.
When did that come to them?
That was really I got recruited kind of later on. Um, I got a call, and it was the coordinator at the time, and he said they like me. They want to know if I want to come up for a visit, so I came up for a visit. Love the coaches, everything. The facility's awesome. Obviously, Syracuse is like
Yeah.
this. Academics is
Yeah.
great. Their business school. Coach Fran,
So you're in Whitman? Or
I'm
no?
I'm getting into
Oh,
it.
you're getting
Yeah,
Whitman?
so
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool. When you got the offer and then you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go to Syracuse. What was
Well,
that like?
I was like, wow, I got the offer. I was
Mm.
super excited, and then I called the coordinator. I was like, hey, like I want to commit. I called him and stuff, and then once I posted it and like the
Mm-hmm.
news articles were reaching out to me and stuff, it was
Yeah.
like surreal. I was like, wow, this just happened, and like,
Dang.
s-
And when was that? When did he recruit? Like junior year or was that
no, that
senior
was
year?
senior year. Yeah,
Falls, like beginning, end of like the football season? Or what was
yeah,
it?
after football.
Wow. So
Yeah,
like before that, what were you like?
I was
What were you
like,
thinking?
I wasn't in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say I was just, just trying to be patient, because it's hard. It's easy to get like anxious and stuff,
Yeah.
if you're not getting like every offer you want. So I was just trying to be patient.
What kind of prep did you do leading up into, your first year of college? Wait, you're a freshman
Going into my sophomore
going
year,
into
just had my
freshman.
freshman
Yeah.
year. Yep.
Okay.
I just did a lot of like punting camps and
Mhm.
training. So with my coach.
Once you got here, I mean, what was the difference between practices? Because like coming from a small
Oh
town
yeah,
and then like going to here and seeing how things run, I bet it kind of opened your eyes.
yeah.
Good for me for basketball.
Like having a team meeting and all the meetings is crazy. Like fall camp, you're there from like 7 in the morning to like 10 at night,
Wow.
just meetings, practices, walkthroughs. So all that stuff was just totally different. Having like a set script and like we're doing these reps
Mhm.
at this time, and just being on a huge team like that, being in the locker room,
Mhm.
being with the guys. Yeah, it was just super cool. Like the lifts too.
Yeah.
We never had like team lifts like that.
There's always that stereotype of the punters and kickers, not really having to practice as much. But like, like, how much did you really have to do when you got there, like, for specifically that? Like, how much are you on the field? Because,
Yeah,
teams
so like
practice.
there's normally like 2 periods of special teams. So in between that, we're just working on our steps, we're punting in between that, doing normal stuff, still practicing on our craft. Obviously you can't punt all the time, your leg will fall off,
Mhm.
you gotta preserve it a little bit. So just like working on your steps and doing cone drills and catching, molding, stuff like
Okay.
that.
Once you got like in the first season, like this past season, like what was that like your first like game kind of getting ready? I don't know if like did you really like suit up or like
Yeah, I
how
did.
that
So
works?
I traveled,
Okay.
so that was nice. Like the first game,
Hmm.
the season opener was Tennessee
Yeah.
in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Georgia. So
I bet that was like
that was awesome. I mean, it
unreal.
seats like 80,000 people.
Dang.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, that was like cool to have that as my
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
But just being able to travel, getting on a plane and stuff,
Yeah,
like
that
your
was
own,
wild.
like walking on the tarmac and stuff
Yeah,
like that, it's
that's
just
wild for
cool.
everyone at like being at Syracuse, being at a Division 1 Power 4 school, and like the way you travel is
Yeah, it's
you
nice.
feel like you're some kind of millionaire or
Exactly, and the
billionaire.
the hotels and all that. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I got to go
Meals.
to Virginia for basketball this
Okay.
year a couple months ago, and that was that. I mean, I'm a manager, but like even me doing like I had to put the bags on the plane and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
even so,
Still
like
awesome.
still so cool, dude.
Yeah.
What are those meetings like though when you're in those meetings? Because it's like how much you have to really focus on.
So like obviously like defense and offense,
Mhm.
they have a lot more to meet about
Yeah.
than we do. But we'll normally just watch film from practice and just like analyzing kicks and punts and snaps and how we can make like the op times faster and our technique and stuff like that.
And then like what was your now I want to ask like what was your day to day like now in high school like practicing your punching kicking like how often was there a specific amount of reps you did a specific kind of thing you did during the day of like I want to set a time this time to just focus on punting, kicking?
Mm-hmm. So during the season, I wouldn't punt as much, but I would normally punt after practice. I would do about 30 like full punts. And then out of season, I would punt probably 40 punts a session. I would do that 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
And I'd be like running and, lifting
Yeah.
throughout that too.
What, 3 times 4, 40 punts a week? That's about like 120 punts a week, you think? Okay.
Yeah.
In the summer and trying to get ready for like the season, like what was your kind of day to day like in college? Like how many punts?
I remember my leg, I would get like shin splints in my left leg from coming down on the ground all the time. But yeah, we would punt a ton, so my leg would always be sore. I had to get acclimated to all the reps. But yeah, I got used to it and probably punt a lot more, like maybe 60 or so, but you're doing it every day. But that was, yeah, fall camp was
So it was definitely something you had to get used to.
for sure, yeah,
doing
absolutely.
so much more. Now back in high school, I want to go back to it because I think it would be interesting. Like, what was it like for you going to a small town and then being like, I just got accepted to a Power Four, big school. What was that like?
Yeah, it was like, well, I always knew I wanted to play a sport in college, but I always wanted to go. I wanted to go far, but not far enough. So like 5.5 hours is a perfect happy medium. And like everyone at my high school always goes like locally. They're like the furthest person is probably like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
So I always wanted to just get out, and when I did, it was finally like, okay, I'm like taking the next step.
What was like the reaction at school though? Like were people like, huzzing and puffing like, oh wow, he's going, D1 and stuff. I mean, was there a lot of big athletes in your school like going to different, Division One
No,
places?
I mean we had someone go Division 2,
Okay.
but that was like the most. We had a few people go Division 3 for a few sports. But
You're kind of like the man, kind of.
I mean,
in high school
I
a little bit.
try to be humble.
Yeah.
Some people would probably say I wasn't super humble, but I mean, people were like, people were happy for me, mainly teachers, but some students, were a little like,
Yeah. I got you.
didn't care for it.
I
But
got you.
yeah.
I got you. No, that's sick because I would expect like, wow, you know what I mean? We got this kid coming. I mean, did you have a lot of people go Division 1 like in years prior or anything?
So we had one dude go to UCLA. This was in like 1970 though.
Okay.
UCLA, someone went to New Mexico State, and then in 2001, someone went to Colgate, and then 2015 or so, someone went to Akron.
Okay.
But I was the first in a while.
So you got lore to you though, because I bet those teachers now are. I mean, you're 1 year into college, but like they're like, oh, he went to
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I still stay in contact with one of my teachers. She always reaches out, coaches and all that. Oh, and I had my grad party like a week after I committed.
Okay.
So it was like everyone's like coming and saying congrats again.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness, man, that's crazy.
So,
yeah. I mean, when did you get the offer? Was it like March or something? Or wait, grad party?
No, it was later.
It was later.
I might have got the offer sometime in June and then had my grad party later. I think that's what it was.
Did you get a scholarship for it, or you walk on?
Yeah, it preferred walk on.
Preferred walk on.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like though? Like when you're walking on, and I know the rules have changed too now. Like, what's that having to do with that? Because they're recruiting. Well, they're still recruiting walk-ons, but
Right.
last year they were talking about how NCAA changed everything, where it was like you have roster limits and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah. So, I mean, being a walk on, like I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm not a walk on because I have a roster spot and everything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'm like a traditional walk on, but a preferred walk on. They're just like, we want you to come here. We just don't have the money, for that. But I have a few deals and stuff that help me out,
Yeah.
and academic money and stuff like that. So
I got you.
yeah.
And then so now dealing with that, in this year, I mean, what was it like for you? Now, you redshirted this year.
Yeah, yeah, being behind Jack.
Yeah, for Jack.
Stonehouse,
I mean,
yeah.
what was that like having someone of like NFL caliber punting, like looking at him, taking lessons from Jack? What was that like?
It was awesome. I mean, that was one of the reasons I also wanted to come here. Being behind a good punter. It's a great punter, no glaze. But yeah, just being around him, like learning like how he thinks in certain situations or how to fix a punt if you had a bad drop, stuff like that.
And Now, did you have a certain specialty? Like, are you good at just like bombing it as far as possible, or like can you pin it down? Or
I would say both. I mean,
yeah,
I'm better at a traditional punt than like a pin punt.
okay,
But it's just mainly because I practice.
yeah.
You know, you're not pinning the ball as much, but
What other lessons did you learn from him that were like instilled that you took notes out of like, ooh, he does this little thing. Let me tweak my kind of own style.
I would just say like playing the wind a little bit.
Mm,
Like sometimes, like the way you have your ball turned, like if you're getting a wind this way, you gotta turn your ball a little more so that way, like when it comes down to your foot, it like falls at the perfect angle. Just stuff like that. Just game like scenarios, like knowing which side the guy's rushing off of, which side the like one of the guys is gonna be free and stuff like that.
okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, how far is like he kicking like compared to you?
I
Would
mean,
you say?
his average was 48 yards, I think,
Oh
in
wow.
game. So that's super impressive.
Okay.
But I guess to put it in perspective, it's like 65 yards
Yeah. And I mean, how?
total,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
not from the line of scrimmage, like total he's punting 65 yards on average.
Dang.
So yeah,
I mean, how big of a guy is he?
he's about my size. He's
Your size?
6'2", 210 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he just got a fucking leg on
Cannon,
him.
yeah, he just his mechanics are good, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a quick leg.
So you learned quite a bit from him.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said.
for sure.
Okay. And then now I want to ask you this though because they just got this a new punter as well. I mean,
Uh-huh.
what's that like dealing with dealing like with that because he's a freshman right early
Yeah,
early
yep,
so
yeah.
what's that
So just
competition
like
like?
so he actually went to the same coach I
Okay.
went to, same punting like coach.
Okay.
So we've known each other for about 3 years.
Hmm.
So
And
we're
what's
not
his name again?
strangers. Jimmy,
Jimmy.
Greg. But yeah, I mean just like anything else, normal competition,
Yeah.
two guys fighting
Yeah.
for a spot.
I mean, more of like a kind of like a friendly competition, but you're still kind of
I mean
trying to
it's
do a job.
we're friendly, we're cool, but
Yeah. No,
how it is, yeah.
you
It's
got to be competitive, of course.
right, yeah.
But with Jack, it was a little bit different.
Um, I would say so. So you always want to think like,
He's
oh,
more
I
like a
can.
mentor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more. You always want to think like I can start. I can do
Yeah.
this, but I kind of realized early on. I was just gonna sit behind
Hmm.
this guy, learn for a year, and just get better that way.
And then how do you keep your like your mental, because I feel like a lot of things to do with hunting is like it's a very mental thing because you're not doing, you got one job out there and it's like you have the ball in your hands for like a second. Like
Right.
what your mental preparation, what's that like? Do you
Yeah,
do
it's just
anything certain?
like focusing on the little things. Everything's about the little things. Like if your hands like tweaks this way, just stuff like that, and always swinging the same every time. Your steps, your alignment, catching the ball, molding it, and just like focusing on the little things. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what punting is, being a technician.
Yeah. And then so before games you kind of have that through your head of flow of conscious of like
Yeah, so I like to watch before I go to bed. For like 10 minutes, I'll watch punting videos.
okay.
Just kind of
Every
like
day or just before
every
games?
day.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because I'm like into the stuff for um, like the law of attraction. Like if you
Yeah.
keep thinking about something, your body and mind's gonna seek out ways to achieve it. So just think about like punting further all the time. I do that every night, and then just before a game, just thinking in my head, like imagining catching the punt and punting a great punt and stuff like that.
Wow. And
Yeah.
now I do want to mention this because I never really addressed to the audience that you and we actually met in FCA, so
Yep.
Fellowship Christian Athletes.
Yep.
So I mean, what kind of part did that play, growing up on the farm? Is that something that you like were attracted to later in life, or was that something that was like in the family?
Yeah. No. So I'm Christian Orthodox
Okay.
or Orthodox Christian, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we always grew up going to church. We go to church. We had a youth group at our high school, going to Sunday school. So yeah, I mean, Jesus has always been Jesus God. Has always been a big part of my life and always will be.
Mhm. And then how do you kind of rely on him during these times of like, you had a red shirt this year and like, in competitions now, like how do you rely on him kind
Just always knowing that he's gonna be there for me. And I'm just following his path, praying every morning and every night. Coach Fran's big on faith, it's our core values. So we always pray as a team, and he sends out Bible quotes every morning.
The transfer portal kind of opened up. What was your thoughts going into this year about like that? Was that anything like in your head, or were you like,
No,
I
I
want
didn't
to
really
stay
think
here?
about it at all. No,
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to stay
You
here,
wanted to stay here?
compete, yeah.
No, I was just curious about that.
Yep.
For future plans, like outside of football, like what do you like to do outside of football? Because so many people, this becomes kind of included in your like, this is my identity, this is kind
Life,
of my
yeah.
life. So
Yeah,
like,
no.
what do you like doing outside?
Like I said before, are you talking about like professionally, like a job after football,
Yeah, I
or
mean both. I mean right now, like we're going to that after, like professionally after football. But like, what do you do in your off time when you're not doing football stuff?
here's a little different than home, but I mean, hanging out with friends, hanging out with the teammates, um, going out with them, stuff like that. I like when I'm home for break, hanging out with my hometown friends, of course, but really just going to like fields and parks and stuff, hunting, fishing, quad riding, the
Love it
normal.
every day.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
the
I got
normal
you.
normal country boy stuff.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you. Besides that, like hunting, fishing, and stuff back at home, what do you do? Like, do you like to go, out to restaurants or anything like that?
Yeah, we eat out a good bit as a family.
Mm.
I mean, I'll go mini golfing with my friends.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair. I'm a big mini golf guy.
movies. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Movies. Like regular golf, and of course,
Yeah.
one of my friends' families owns a course, so we go for free.
Oh,
Just
okay.
nice, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was the bunker boy back at my
Really?
yeah. Well, I
Raking the
live on a
bunkers?
golf course, kind of. Not like a really nice golf course when I was growing up, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was just raking the bunkers, and I got to golf for free for that.
That's
So
nice.
it was always pretty nice doing that. So did you grow up doing any kind of side jobs in the summer or anything like that, or were you just kind of focused on football?
Yeah, I did construction.
You
I
seem
like,
like you'd be in some construction a bit.
yeah, I would do that stuff. I would help people on their farms,
Okay.
shoveling out barns and
I bet that
doing
took up a lot of
hay.
your time. Is like doing chores and stuff like that.
Not a ton. I would find time,
Yeah.
Normally, most of the time, like the hay was in the summer.
Okay.
But like barns, I would do throughout or helping at the tree farm.
What kind of animals did you have besides,
Cows, sheep. We had goats. We sold those. Chickens. We got
Just
dogs.
like the normal thing? Okay,
Yeah,
I got
normal.
you. I mean, what was your favorite thing to just be around? Big animals?
The sheep for sure. I
Really?
mean,
The
so
sheep?
we start off with three, and it was two twins, a brother and a sister, and then just one, I guess, outcast.
Yeah.
But the two twins, we had to bottle feed them.
Oh, really?
So we were like their parents. So they would
Yeah.
like one. It was Russell and Ruby. They passed unfortunately, but we would like call their name and they would come running to us.
What?
And
So
when,
they're like smart?
yeah, yeah,
Smart sheep?
and
I know
then
sheep can be that
for sure,
smart.
yeah,
What?
and then after a while, then we had like 40 head in the herd, and then or flock of sheep, right? Herd of sheep.
Yeah.
Sheep herder. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
herd,
sheep.
yeah,
It's a herd, yeah.
Yeah.
But then like they would follow them. So like you just call like Russell and the whole herd would come because they would just follow him. But yeah.
Dang, that's freaking sick, bro.
What was also fun was we had one, his name was Titan. It was like he was a ram.
Titan.
So he had like, the wraparound stuff like that.
He's a big sheep.
Yeah, and sometimes he would get aggressive and chase you, hit you, so you have to run through the field and stuff. Yeah, it was fun.
Just knocking people over sometimes when you bring friends
Sometimes you have
over.
to dodge him or like just grab his
Yeah.
horns.
Most things are pretty strong though, no?
Yeah,
You
no,
ever line
yeah,
up
they
against one of
are.
those, you have to tackle one of those.
Gosh,
Practice
never.
football. I mean, when you were like growing up and stuff, like what kind of things did your family instill in you that like helped you with football? You know what I mean? Like
I would say my dad always being disciplined, from a young age, he would like take us to the field to work out and stuff.
so he's pretty active in your
Yeah, taking
right,
us
okay.
to the gym. So yeah, that was a main part I'd say, with sports and just
And where did
who
he
I
go?
am.
Where did he go to college?
Missouri.
Missouri. Oh,
Yeah.
so he went to a big college.
Yeah,
too.
yep.
Okay. And so he's pretty active. Your family was pretty supportive of you on any
Yeah,
of those?
my whole family's athletes. My brother, he does like intramural soccer, but he played soccer in high school too. He was big into that. And my sister, she's probably gonna go. Um, she's going to college for basketball or soccer, one of the two. But she does track and softball also.
So many kids, I feel like, wish they wanted to know like what it takes, like what are like the little things, but is it just like work? Like what?
Yeah, I would just say
Putting that work in?
relentless hard work. I mean, um, like always doing extra, like especially like you would know coming from a small school, everyone's just kind of getting by. Some people don't have like sports aspirations, you know, um, and just always doing extra from then on, and that it just separates you, you know.
Outside of football too, like what do you feel like is something like people like misunderstand you about? You know what I mean?
I guess people always think like football players aren't smart,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're dumb jocks, whatever. But we are, we are smart.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
wait, you're going into Whitman, no? So
yeah,
that's
so
good.
yeah,
So
but
what do you want to major in there?
business management,
Business management.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, now professionally after football career and stuff, what are you looking for?
To be honest, I haven't looked that far,
Yeah.
but I mean maybe like a construction business, you know, being a contractor,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, that's fair because I know because I mean Syracuse Whitman School is pretty
Prestigious, yeah,
prestigious, so
for sure.
that's pretty nice. Do you want to stick with sports at all?
Absolutely,
Business
yeah, yeah.
sports
I mean,
too,
the
or
dream, I feel like for everyone is
yeah.
playing in the NFL. If I can play in the NFL for just 3 years at least, you know,
Mhm.
just to play there for, I mean, you're getting paid a ton of money for doing something you love, you know.
Yeah. Now, would you ever want
So,
to coach and stuff too?
I don't know about a high level. I mean, that would be interesting. You know, I
Mm.
guess you can't really say that to let it play out.
Yeah.
But that would be cool, you know, maybe at like a smaller college or my kids, you know,
Yeah.
at their school or
High school
maybe
or
in my old high school. You never know, yeah,
yeah.
where I end up.
What would you say like to a kid, like one thing you would say to a kid that like wants to aspire to be, Division 1 football player? Like what would you say to them?
Like I said before, just like constantly working hard, doing extra things, focusing on the like small things. I feel like everything I say, it's like cliche. Everyone's heard it before. Yeah, all that stuff is real. Like you can do everything you put your mind to, and just stuff like that. Yeah,
It's that every single day, the little
exactly. Just
things.
grinding like the days you don't want to, just when you have to.
What do you think separated you from like most of the people when you were, growing up? What do you think?
I would just say like constantly working out and like having a different attitude and different thought process than everyone else. Um, you know, sometimes you get disliked for it,
Mhm.
but that's it comes with it. You know,
Yeah.
you got to be a little different.
And
Yep.
then this summer, I mean, the semester's almost going to be over here soon. Like, what is football for you now going into summer? You guys stay after a little bit?
So
No.
no, we get off right when
Okay.
everyone else gets off right when our last exam is, and then we come back the 23rd, I think,
Oh,
22nd of May. So short, oh,
okay.
decent break for us,
Yeah.
but we come back, um, and straight to work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
summer workouts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're starting basketball. I think June 1st is when we're going to be
Okay.
starting. So it's going to be just right off on the get go. And
Yeah,
then, yeah, I want to ask you too, like, what do you think people get wrong most about, you know, getting to the path you took of like becoming Division 1?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
To think about that
Oh, yeah.
one.
Take your time.
I'm sure some people think it's like yeah, it's a dream, but some people leave it on the pillow, you know? Like some people um like just think like it's just a dream and that they can't achieve it because it's something crazy. But like if you told me my 6th grade year when I first started playing football that I'd be at Syracuse University, I would tell you shut up, you know, like what are you talking about? So yeah, just always believing in and chasing your dream, you know.
What keeps you going when, nothing is guaranteed for you?
I would just say like my family, of course, you know, God, my family's super supportive, so always doing it for them. Also just doing it for myself, you know. Um, and I would say like the community, because I still have a bunch of people from the community reach out to me about how football is going and all that stuff. So they kind of look at it as like I'm representing my town, like on the top of that locker, it says Hookstown, PA.
Yeah.
So just like representing my town, doing it for my town. Yeah.
No, I kind of feel that too. Now, like, I'm a, manager for the basketball team, but I'm also, not that many kids, they don't go to a big school like this. They're all in, like,
Absolutely,
community
yeah.
colleges, D3 colleges.
Exactly, yeah.
And, by the end, like, most of them drop out. So, like, going here, I'm always getting people calling me and, like, texting me and asking me how it is and, about basketball, but also, like, living like this and being in a new house is kind of like a big deal in my
Absolutely,
school.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
I feel you. Because I said this, right? In the intro, you're a javelin champion. Is that correct? For
Yes. WPAL.
WPAL or
Western
LA?
Pennsylvania Association, something.
Yeah. So what was your track journey like? Did you have any offers for track or anything like that?
So I had Division 3 offers, Division 2 offers. Duquesne was looking at me for track, but I really didn't.
What did you do? What was you just specialized in javelin? Because we didn't even have javelin in ours.
Yeah, so it is banned in a few states. But yeah, it is
It's
pretty
pretty
dangerous. Yeah.
dangerous, bro.
Yeah,
You're
but
just on the farm, just having a javelin, just chucking it at
honestly,
shit.
yeah, I would go in the field and throw. But so my sophomore year, I went out for track, and I was just gonna do discus and shot put. Um, and I was decent at those. I was nothing special. And for our scrimmage, the coach was like, "Hey, we need someone to throw javelin." And he told me, I was like, "I'm not doing this." And I threw. I got like third. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep doing this. And then I just started getting better and better. Started like it was me and shout out Chase Hartle. But yeah, him and we didn't have a coach our sophomore year, so we would watch YouTube videos together and just coach each other, and we would just throw like idiots. We knew nothing, but we were pretty good, So we were like winning these track meets, and then junior year is when I won the championship. Um, and so my sophomore year, I went to states. I got lucky. I was seeded 17th, but they were only supposed to take 16th, so I was tied for 16th place, and they put me at 17th. So I ended up making it to districts. Had a crazy PR. I PR'd by 10 feet.
Dang.
And
how far are we talking?
It was 151.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone will know that out there. I personally don't know how.
It wasn't very far, but it got me to states.
Yeah.
So just being at states was cool. And then junior year, I started taking it more serious. I had like a coach. I didn't actually get this coach. He came up to me at a meet. He would help me out for free. I would go to his house, go to the local school, and he would teach me to throw. And then that's when I started to get a lot better. And that I won the Whipple Championship, and I went to states, and I slipped on the runway.
No.
And then after that, like, it's hard to explain, but like javelin, you're like, it's violent. You're jamming your foot in the ground. So like after that, I just didn't trust it, and I was just throwing soft. So it did not go as planned. And then senior year was a bit worse.
Oh yeah.
Because I threw 10 feet under the school record, and that was my dream, to break the school record.
Yeah.
And then I partially tore my UCL, like in the middle of the season.
Oh.
So I couldn't throw for a month, and then
I don't even know what that is.
It's like this muscle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
And so I couldn't throw for a month, and then we had the championship, and I had qualified. I was seated first by like 20 feet, and I just couldn't throw. I threw like 25 feet below my PR, and I got 8th place.
Yeah.
I was upset. I didn't even stand on the podium.
Oh man,
But it didn't go as planned. I mean, I was seated second in the state.
Yeah.
So I thought I was gonna win it all, but
man,
it happens.
You know what?
I had something to fall back on.
Yeah, you got football. Okay, football. You're going D1. You were good.
It was a nice little side
thing.
Side quest.
Yeah, side quest, bro. Now, did the coaches ever make you like run, and you're like, I don't want to run ever? Like,
yeah, they tried talking to me about it. They had tried getting me to do the 200 or the 400.
Okay.
And I'm like, listen, if you want me to, I was getting like 220 points at track season, so I was like winning. Like we won a section championship.
I did too my senior year.
Really?
Yeah,
We won. We won it my junior year. My junior year. No. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I forget.
No, I got you.
Junior or senior year. And I was like, if you want me to keep scoring points, my legs will be tired. I can't throw javelin and stuff. Because I was good enough to get first
Yeah.
at the other two events, shot and disc. But javelin was the main.
No, I got you. Yeah, I did the pentathlon. I went to state
Oh
quals
wow.
for pentathlon, so I did everything. Um, but man, I mean, I was a big track guy, and then my sophomore year, I low key blew up. I went through puberty. I got a little bigger in COVID and stuff like that, and that's what happened. I got the shin splints, and then
Okay.
just like I was just trying to recover for that. That was terrible. My shin splints were going on for year. Like I, yeah, my whole entire sophomore and junior year, I was dealing with shin splints.
Really?
Yeah, for 2 years. And I made up the bulk of my, career
It
and
just
stuff,
ruined it.
which
Yeah.
it kind of ruined it because, like, when I was younger, like my freshman year, like I was doing good. Like my 800 times were like pretty close with like high schoolers and stuff in
Mhm.
8th grade, and I was really like hoping for stuff, and then that kind of happened, and dealing with through injuries and stuff, it kind of sucked. But I mean, my senior year, I kind of got through it all, which was pretty nice. But I did like the 400 hurdles.
Oh
I did
wow. I didn't even know they had those. I thought it only went to 300.
300. Yeah, here it's different, I think, state by state.
Is it?
But I had the 400 hurdles. I did that for a while, and then pentathlon was a lot. I remember we're at sectionals on like the last event or one of the last events, and I had to break. I want to say 5 minute 1500, so like 100 meters less than a mile,
Mhm.
and running on the last stretch. I think I hit like 5 minutes exactly, or maybe I broke 5 minutes, and just because I had that one little second, I got like 3 points to get into state quals.
Oh
So it
wow.
was like a big deal.
Big.
It was
Yeah,
it
that's
was pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I can only imagine how hard that is.
Yeah,
Pentathlon.
it's a lot. I mean, the biggest things that I wasn't like the greatest at was like high jump. I did high jump since I was like very young, in like 7th grade. I think I started doing it in track, and I was always pretty good at it. And then I jumped in sectionals. I did my best. It was only like 5'6", but like
Mhm.
I was hitting like 5'3" or like something like that one, or 5'1" maybe, when I was in like middle school, and like that was pretty impressive for around
Yeah.
where I was.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, 5'6" was like unbelievable, and that definitely helped while I got into state quals. So that was pretty cool, and that whole championship, winning that was crazy, because my senior year was pretty great. Besides, because I had to recover, I sprained my ankle in our first sectional game in basketball, because basketball is
Mhm.
my main sport. Football, we won the championship. Basketball, we did okay in the season, um, and I was getting better and better. It's the end of the season, like stretch, and I was just like, we were cooking, and
Yeah.
it just 2 minutes in, I scored right away, like a 3-pointer, like a layup, and like 2 minutes in, and we're doing like pretty solid. And we haven't had a sectional game at our place in like, it had been like 10 years or something like that.
Really.
So it was a
Wow.
big deal. Yeah, it was a big deal. And I went up, I rebounded at the foul line, and I stepped on this kid's foot, and just my
No.
left ankle,
That always
bro.
hurts. I know that pain.
I sprained it, and I've never experienced injuries in my entire life.
Really.
So that was devastating for me, and we
Mhm.
had 2 days until we played the number one seed.
Wow.
And so I tried to do my best. So like I went in the pool, I did I took a bunch of Advil and stuff, and the the team we played, they beat us by 13 points. I tried to play a little bit,
But you
but I
couldn't.
just couldn't, and like I was gonna hurt the team more than I helped
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I was literally just limping the whole. It wasn't the greatest. We lost by we were the closest team. They won sectionals, and we were the closest team to almost beat them. And
Oh
I didn't
really?
even play
And
the
you didn't even
game,
play.
so that really hurt, because I was like, if
Yeah.
it
Sour.
could have definitely been, it would have been a game changer if
Yeah,
I
but
was in it.
having like being good at high school
Mm-hmm.
sports and like having good teams all the time and being on those teams
Yeah.
makes your high school
Oh
experience
my
so
God.
much better. Like some people couldn't wait to graduate. I was like,
Yeah.
this is
I love
awesome.
this.
Like, screw around with
Well,
my friends in class
with
and
cross
play sports.
country, my brother did it. That's why I kind of got into it, and I I broke my mile school record in elementary
Oh
school.
wow.
I got 6:25 when
Holy.
I was in 5th grade. So that like I always running was my thing. I was the
Mhm.
fastest kid in the school and stuff. And I went in cross country. My brother did it, and like the one of the best athletes, Josh Cardwell, he was in it, and my brother my brother had a giant friend group,
Mhm.
and they made up like the whole team. We had like because the reason why the football was 8-man stuff because we had 20 kids on our varsity cross country team. We had
Wow.
like 23 kids, yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
we were demolishing kids. We won
Wow.
league championships all the
Oh, so that
time.
was like that
So
was your
like
school
that
stuff.
was our shit, and like nobody. There's like 5 guys were really cross country runners. The rest of us were like just you know even bigger guys, anything like it was like more of a community thing. And like
Mhm.
our coach, one of the best coaches like in our school history, Mr. Jones. Shout out Mr. Jones. He he kind of took me under his wing and stuff, and he was someone that really kind of stepped me up and like wow, like I could do sports and stuff like
Yeah,
that and be really good at
that's
it.
always nice to have someone like that.
Yeah. What was it like winning that javelin though?
It was awesome. I mean, it was surreal because I didn't like I went from like sophomore year not even knowing about whippeals, not even thinking about going to a state championship meet, to going my sophomore year and then to winning districts my junior year. That was just awesome being on the podium. I hit the, do you know Ziz?
Yes.
I hit that pose.
Guess what I did? Guess what I did at the graduation ceremony
You
when I
hit
walked
that?
across, I hit that right on main stage. Swear to
Yeah,
God,
that's
bro.
I hit that on the podium. But it was awesome. I mean, it was a great feeling. You know,
Yeah.
crowd all cheering for you. They say your name,
Yeah.
first place. It's awesome, gold medal.
That's sick,
And
man.
at the school, they like did this whole introduction in front of the school for
Oh,
me.
really?
Gave me a plaque, put in the trophy case. Yeah, it was
Dang.
awesome.
Yeah, what was it like in football though now, like giving up other positions? Like you don't get to,
Yeah, no,
do your other,
that's a good question.
linebacker.
Sometimes I think like I wish I was more involved in the game. You know, in the action, like taking a hit. You know, scoring that touchdown.
Mhm.
Having people chant your name in the crowd or making that game-winning tackle, just stuff like that I was used to doing in high school, but just a change in college. And I mean, I've accepted that. You know, it's I'm not upset about it, but you
Yeah,
know, it's just something that
something that you had
it's
to
a
change.
change. Yeah,
No, definitely. And what was it like seeing these kind of athletes here at Syracuse that you're like, whoa, these guys are like next level. Like you're like, I probably could never do that. Like these guys are crazy,
I'd
you
always
know?
like to think that I could. You know,
Yeah.
because I
But
still
you
have the
have to.
size and the frame.
Yeah.
It would just be get faster, stronger, and put on a little more weight. But I mean, like shout out Byron Washington. Well, I was like, I saw him, he was cool, whatever, met him, like we were talking, chilling, whatever, and then I'm like on TikTok and I'm like scrolling and it's like Big John, that sound, and it's like DeSoto, Texas, and it's like him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I've seen this guy before, and I'm like, this is that guy in
Yeah.
the locker room's this guy, but like, um, yeah, I mean that's he's like 6'8",
Jeez.
400 pounds or so. I mean, he's big dude, you
That's a
know.
big guy.
You don't
400 pounds?
feel big around anyone, you know. You
Oh
feel
yeah.
like I'm 6'2" and I feel like normal
Yeah.
height, like I'm, you know.
Well, bro, listen to me. So basketball,
I could only imagine.
man, I feel like the shortest person ever. But once I go out to like reality, like with other people, I'm like, all right, I'm a tall person. Like I'm a tall person. But when I basketball,
You
dude,
know,
it's a
it's
whole different
reality,
level.
or not reality check, but it's like
Yeah, it is. I'm like,
there's always a bigger fish.
yeah. So like people that are like 6'3" out in the wild, I'm like, you're not even that tall, bro. Like in
Yeah,
my head,
yeah,
I'm like, bro, you're not
exactly.
even that tall. So it's pretty funny to like think that. Or like back in high school, when I think I'm like, oh my god, this guy's a giant. He's 6'5". Like, oh, my buddy is like 6'5". Like that's crazy. And then I'm
Yeah,
like, now I'm like, dude,
yeah, it's whatever.
you're short.
Yeah, you're mid.
You're mid, bro.
Mid height.
Yes. Yes. Did you always believe you were like gonna be D1? Do you have that?
Absolutely. I always had that dream. That was always my goal. For
I
me,
have it in my head.
it was like D1 or bust. Like
Yeah.
if I'm not doing it at the highest level, what's the point of me doing it? You know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
kind of. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yep.
Now I want to ask you kind of like the last thing, and I kind of asked you this before. What kind of advice would you give to like the younger generation trying to become, Division 1 football players? Whether that's punting, whether that's, just football in general, like what kind of advice do you
Yeah,
have?
I would just say like set your mind to your goal and just do everything for that goal. Like make that your purpose for everything and constantly working on that. Always like doing extra hard work, stuff like that, believing in yourself, and anything's achievable, you know.
Well, thank you, brother, for coming
Thanks
on.
for
I
having me on.
appreciate it. The path with Teigen Reiter, sharing your story.